welcome back to Katy's Kingdom. We are right in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic and Justin's home and we can't do much, so we decided we should finally sit down and film a Disney Q&A for you guys. This is something I've wanted to do for like a very long time, and unfortunately with Jackson being home full-time and Justin being an essential worker and being at work a lot of the time, and me holding down the fort with our two kids, Jackson and Felicity.
This has only made you busier.
Yeah, exactly.
Not less busy.
Exactly. I know, while a lot of people find themselves with extra time on their hands, my personal time, my free time has completely become non-existent. So unfortunately, my YouTube schedule, my upload schedule that I had wanted to stick to at the beginning of the year just completely went out the window, and I do apologize about that. But we're trying to just get things in where we can, and today was one of those days. We just decided let's sit down and film it. Jackson is occupied and Felicity is napping right now. So I asked some of you on Instagram to ask us some questions, Disney related questions. This is our first Q&A. We've never ever done any sort of Q&A before, so bear with us. But I'm really excited to answer some of these because you guys came up with some great questions. So I'm gonna start at the beginning. And the first question that I got, thank you so much, was what's your favorite resort with kids versus without? Should we give our like quick answers and then explain?
Sure, it's a tough one.
I know, there's a lot. There's a lot of resort questions too, which I like because we love the resorts and we've stayed at most of them. But I'd say my favorite resort with kids is Bay Lake Tower, and my favorite resort without kids is the Grand Floridian.
I agree on the favorite without kids. I think Grand Floridian makes a lot of sense. I would say favorite resort with kids, I really enjoyed Caribbean Beach with Jackson.
Yeah,
because we had the themed room, and it was a really, really cool pool area with tons of other kids, which was a lot different than some of the deluxe resorts that tend to be older and maybe older kids and older families. So for young families, I think Caribbean Beach was...
Good answer. That's a good point. Yeah, Jackson loves playing with other kids, so yeah, the fact that Caribbean Beach had kids all over the place was great for him, and he loved the pirate themed room. I was saying Bay Lake Tower based on its proximity to the Magic Kingdom, and I think when you have little kids, it is like number one best thing about Bay Lake Tower is that you can walk to the Magic Kingdom.
I think that's very true for little kids, that they need a nap time, or if you have a scheduled nap time and you're spending most of your days at Magic Kingdom, it's really nice to be able to walk there and back, and I think that's really the only resort you can do that.
That's true. That's true. Let me throw a curveball out there. For having with kids, I think also staying at the cabins at Fort Wilderness was really fun.
That was fun.
That was really cool experience for like having maybe the age that Jackson is now. When we stayed there, he was I think 3, and he's just turned 5 now. So I think like the 5 to 8 range, like they would really enjoy the cabins at Fort Wilderness because there are tons of playgrounds. Like there's like 5 playgrounds and a bunch of different pools and a lot of like activities that they.
It's gonna be completely different though next time we go.
Fort Wilderness? Yeah,
because they knocked down the horse area, and because the new hotel going in.
Oh yeah. I didn't know.
What was it called?
Reflections.
Reflections, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that'll be exciting. I'm excited for all the new hotels because there's a bunch of new ones that we haven't stayed at yet either. So, let's just get to the next question because there's a lot of resort questions. Let's see. Favorite restaurants outside of the park. So I assume this means like favorite restaurants that are at the hotels and not like inside the theme park.
I was gonna say it sounds like not in Disney proper, but outside.
I know, but we haven't really experienced much of that.
All right, fine, you go first.
California Grill is our favorite restaurant, hands down. And I would say my second favorite restaurant that I can think of off the top of my head, because we didn't prepare for this, I'm going to say Gico. I love Gico.
That's a great one.
It's a great hidden gem. Usually not too hard to find a reservation either.
I have to agree on Cali Grill. That's, means a lot to us, and it's also great food. I mean, it's hard to beat, but we got engaged there, made a rehearsal dinner there.
Yeah.
We go there nearly every trip.
Yeah, I think we do.
At least that we can. What are you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, outside of Disney proper, we have been to just the one restaurant. We went to Kappa in the Four Seasons.
Yeah, we went to Kappa. That's true. It was okay.
We weren't super impressed with it,
yeah.
So yeah.
Go
ahead.
I would say for me, outside of the parks, I love Flying Fish. It's I always look forward to going there. We had dinner there the night before our rehearsal.
Yes.
With my family. So my family went there. Katie's family went somewhere else. It was a memorable dinner, and we've been there a few times. I would say other than Disney properties, though, because I think we should give an answer.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite is probably similar to yours. I really like Blue Zoo.
Oh yeah, Blue Zoo, and we haven't been there in a long time, so.
No, we should go back.
Yeah, we're due for an updated trip to Blue Zoo.
I will say I know a popular one is Bull and Bear over at the Westin, Waldorf.
Waldorf, yeah.
And I stay there once a year for work, and we end up going there, and it's okay. It's pretty good, but it's really expensive.
Yeah.
So I would say if you're footing the bill, it's probably not worth it. But
also at the Waldorf, the downstairs, I don't remember what it's called. Oscars. It's a amazing brunch buffet, and we have a vlog from there, and we show you all around it, and it was amazing. Yeah, I'll link that video. Yeah, that was
a really
great.
Good one.
Yeah, so I guess we have been to a few outside of the park, outside of Disney proper.
All right, here's a tough one, an open-ended one. What are your favorite Disney memories?
We have a lot of Disney memories. Most of the important events in our life have happened at Disney. A lot of them anyway. We were engaged at the California Grill, and so that was one of my all-time favorite memories. And
on a trip where it snowed.
Yeah, it was freezing. It was January 3rd, I think.
2009, yeah.
Yes. So that whole trip was very memorable because that was our engagement trip, and was that the first time we planned everything ourselves and went by ourselves without your family or my family or anybody?
I think so. I think it may have been our first solo trip.
Yeah. Besides when we were in college, we went when we first met. Yeah. So was that our first vacation together?
Yeah, first just the two of us.
Our first just the two of us vacation together. We actually were in college in Florida at the University of Miami. That's where we met. And what was it, springtime? It was finals week.
Finals week.
We took a drive up to Disney, and we stayed at the All-Star Sports. And that was
$60 a night.
Yeah, it was really cheap, which was good because we were freshmen in college. And we had a great trip, and that was the beginning of our Disney.
Yeah, we have some great pictures there.
Yeah. I wonder if I can find a way to put a picture in. If I can, I will. And then obviously our Disney fairy tale wedding was probably our most important memory, and that was just absolutely incredible and priceless. And someday we will do a dedicated video on our wedding, our Disney wedding.
We've got a little bit of footage.
Yeah, we got married in 2011. It was way before I started vlogging and before most people videoed things. It was even before smartphones. So
luckily, one of our guests was an early adopter for GoPros, so we have a little bit of footage on a GoPro, and we did pay for the official wedding video. Just
of our ceremony, so we have our ceremony video, but we didn't pay for a videographer because in 2011 that wasn't really a popular thing. Instead, we spent the money on a photo shoot, and a couple of days after our wedding, we got dressed up again and did a private photo shoot in the Magic Kingdom at Epcot. And I'm sure if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen some of those pictures. So, just a couple other like amazing Disney family memories. Jackson's first trip to Disney was it was October 31st, 2015, because he was it was Halloween, and that was his first. Was that his first day in Disney World? I think.
Yeah.
We were pregnant with Jackson in Disney at Christmas time, and we went to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party when we were pregnant with Jackson. And being pregnant with Felicity, we went twice, which I vlogged both of those trips, so you may have seen a lot of those amazing memories that we made. And I can't wait for more.
Yeah, yeah. I'll say one of my favorite memories is like when Jackson really started getting like the rides and like really starting to enjoy himself, because we went because we really wanted to go, and it's a great place to bring family. But when he really started getting into it, in getting excited to see the characters, I remember Disneyland, and when he was so excited to meet, Mary Poppins.
Yeah, and Pluto.
He had no idea. Yeah, and Pluto. So we had a lot of good Disneyland memories too. Yeah,
that was a great age for him. He was just turned 4. Right? Or just turned 3. So we had just turned 3. So actually that was a great age.
He was just tall enough to ride Space Mountain too.
That was a huge mistake. Biggest Disney mistake. Letting your just turned 3-year-old go on Space Mountain.
Just because he was tall and he fit. We'll insert the picture of what he looked like on the ride. Alright. So, one hotel you've never stayed in but really want to.
This question hurt, actually. It hurt my heart because we were all scheduled to go on vacation for Felicity's first trip, and we had reserved a room at the Polynesian, and we have never stayed at the Polynesian. That's the only deluxe resort, aside from the brand new Riviera, it's the only deluxe resort that we've never stayed at. And we were finally going to stay there. We actually got DVC points for the DVC studio room at the Polynesian. And it was the week that Disney closed because of the coronavirus. So the week before, we had decided, when things were just starting to kind of pan out, we decided we were going to postpone our trip. And then I was actually relieved when they closed the resort, because it was such a hard decision to postpone. And unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to work out in the near future for us to stay at the Polynesian.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. We'll try again for another time. But I really want to stay at Wilderness Lodges, Copper Creek and stuff.
Oh, yes.
We haven't done that. And
you mean in the cabin, or?
I don't know. We'll see. I really do want to spend a night or two in some of the Grand Villas too, whether it's contemporary or the
like the 2-floor one.
Yeah, the Grand Villa at the top of the contemporary. There's ones of those at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and there's one and the what do they call them at Polynesian?
The bungalow.
The bungalows.
There's another question coming up. That was going to be my answer.
Okay. We'll skip that one.
Yeah.
Are we DVC members?
I'm going to let you handle this because Justin is the number cruncher when it comes to this. So we got this question like 2 or 3 times actually.
We are not DVC members, but we stay at DVC resorts often because we have good relationships with people that are, and we rent points because a lot of them have excess points, and they used them a lot when they first got them, but maybe don't use them as much anymore, that their kids are older and their grandkids they don't want to take, or whatever reason. So there's a lot of points out there for rent that gives you a lot of flexibility, but you need to have a good source to rent them from. And I can say with what's going on now, so now we're probably going to have 2 trips canceled because of coronavirus, because we were supposed to be in Walt Disney World a few weeks ago, and then in a few weeks we're supposed to be in Disneyland. Not officially canceled yet, but
we have the tiniest glimmer of hope. But
that's
probably not going to happen.
So for us, that's easy enough, and we don't have to commit a ton of money over a long period of time. But perhaps if prices come down like they did in 08, 09, we would consider it on the secondary market of somewhere between $60 and $70 a point. Whereas now almost everything's over $100, and we do want a good home resort because that's pretty important.
It is
to like your home resort.
Yes.
I think the bottom tier one I would want is Animal Kingdom Lodge because we like it there.
We do.
But if we were to buy new points, new from them, we'd need a pretty sweet deal. But I am sort of interested in the Disneyland new DVC tower they just announced at Disneyland Hotel. So that would be an interesting one because you get some pretty cool perks, and it's very challenging to get a DVC rental at Disneyland.
Yeah. So I'll just clarify, when we first started renting DVC points, we actually started doing that like years and years ago, a very long time ago. And that was when the Diz boards had sort of I think that was just becoming a thing. And there was a special like forum on the Diz boards where people would correspond with each other and buy and rent and sell and trade points. And that's how we started. That's how we found out about the DVC rental. So if you're looking to like break into sort of knowing about that stuff, I would start there. And then we actually happened to figure out that we knew somebody personally that frequently rents points, so we have like a personal relationship with someone we actually know that we usually rent the points from.
That makes things a lot easier because there is a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going for, you've got to plan 7 months out in advance at least, and ideally 11 if it's a challenging reservation, and a lot of them are challenging, and I think they're probably going to get more challenging because of how many canceled trips there have been over the past 8 weeks or so. So anyways, it's worth it, but it's some extra work.
And if we weren't talking about like completely crunching the numbers, if we were just talking about like, oh, where would you like to buy points? I would love to buy points at the Grand Floridian because that is like, I would like to, because that's hard. I've never seen those available to someone who doesn't have, to someone that's not their home resort.
Yeah, but if you're not paying attention to the numbers of that resort, it's like double the price of the Bay Lake Tower, and there's no way it's twice as good.
Right. So. Okay. Well, I'm just saying, price not. Price wasn't an issue.
At what age will you be taking Felicity on her first Disney family trip?
As soon as possible. So we're just waiting to hear when all of this sort of like evens out, and when Disney can find a way to open back up again for it to be safe. And once it is safe and feasible for us to go, we're gonna at least take a few days as soon as possible, because we haven't been since a year. Like, it's been 11 months.
We went in May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. And it's April now. So this is the longest we went without a Disney trip in a very long time.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And there's a lot of new stuff too. Like, we still haven't seen.
I know. Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's Edge, yeah.
Yeah, we had some really sweet fast passes for this trip, and we were gonna do Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Oh, plus the last 2 trips I was pregnant, so I haven't been able to ride like big rides in, I don't know, almost 2 years. So that's
we did already extend our October trip, so we used our points to secure more days in Disney World in October. So we've got it. That will be,
if we can't go before then, yes, then we definitely have a long trip planned in October. Is it like 9 or 10 days now?
9 nights.
9 nights. Okay.
For now.
We may extend that even further.
I want to go to Halloween Horror Nights, so we might extend that a couple more days.
Yeah.
And I will say Jackson has some big plans for a family vacation too. So he's been a good sport during all of this and the quarantine and stuff. But he has only 2 requests. One is for the everybody can get together party. So we better invite everybody we've ever met over to our house for the biggest party we've ever had. And as soon as that's over and he goes to bed, he wants to be woken up in the middle of the night, put into a taxi, taken to the airport, and fly to Florida for trips to Grandma and Pa's house,
my parents' house,
Key West,
and then Disney World.
So we've got plans to go to Disney.
As soon as things calm down, we're going to be in Florida for the next 2 months.
We got a lot of questions here.
I know there
are an hour's long.
I know there are a lot of questions. We're just gonna go as long as Felicity is asleep for, at least, because
we got to abbreviate this one.
None of the kids are interrupting us, so yeah.
Favorite thing about each park.
Oh,
no
goodness.
big explanations. Go park by park.
All right.
In what order? In order they opened? There you go.
Sure.
In order they opened. So, favorite thing about Magic Kingdom?
The atmosphere, the castle, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, super easy
Just
cop
the
out,
iconic,
I think.
yeah.
Just like the experience and
Main
walking
Street.
in. If I had to pick one thing, I love the train and like riding it. I have so many memories of being with my family on there, and my grandparents and that sort of thing. And you know, Jackson loves it, and he's sad, and it's one of his favorite things about staying in Bay Lake Tower is you hear the train all the time, the whistle, and you get to see the monorails all the time.
Oh, the monorails! Oh my gosh, he loves monorails.
All right, so next one open was
Epcot. Soarin'. Soarin' is my favorite ride. It makes me emotional. I love it.
That's a tough one.
I know, because we love everything about Epcot, obviously.
I love everything about Epcot. I guess I'm wearing the shirt. I gotta say the World Showcase is really, really awesome. I love walking around, being able to stop in.
I knew you were going to say that. That's why I said something different.
You know, 1B would be Spaceship Earth. I love Spaceship Earth.
Oh yeah, definitely. Wall, so. I know, it's so hard. This is such a a good question, but it's also impossible because we love everything. Least favorite thing about each park would be an interesting one too, so maybe we should figure that out.
All right. Favorite thing about Disney Hollywood Studios?
Your favorite. My favorite thing about Disney Hollywood Studios is the Tower of Terror. I love the Hollywood Tower Hotel. I love everything about it. The theming. I love the ride, but I just love the way it looks. I love the queue. Everything. I love it.
This is a tough one because I know the answer is
gonna be
Galaxy's.
Yeah, he hasn't
but I
even
haven't
been
been there yet. So I'd say
it.
my favorite thing ever about it has got to be the Great Movie Ride.
Oh yeah, we loved the Great
Movie
favorite.
Ride. I love that ride.
For some reason, I thought you were gonna say the Honey I Shrunk the Kids thing. As a child, I loved that.
Yeah, that was a really
and
cool
Jackson actually got to go in it once before it closed, and he loved it too.
He did. Yes, he did.
Yeah. I didn't take many pictures back then.
Animal Kingdom.
The safari. I love the Kilimanjaro safari. We have had so many cool experiences in that safari. It's always different every single time, and the thing that I just popped into my head first was hearing the lion roaring at dusk. We went and did one of the dusk tours. Now they do it at night too, and the lion was roaring, and it was amazing.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
I like that too. I really like hanging out on the porch of the Nomad Lounge at Tiffin's. That's really, really cool. So I would say that's, you know,
and Pandora
just
at
walking
night.
around Pandora at night. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
So all right, what there's 3 other areas, parks at Disney: Blizzard Beach, Disney Springs, and Typhoon Lagoon. So pick one favorite out of those 3. New or old?
Okay, Typhoon Lagoon, I loved that experience where you got to put on the mask and it was like a snorkel experience. I thought that was the coolest thing. It was really freezing cold, and I also got a terrible rash.
It ruined her day. She got a rash all over her
3
face.
days after because I got a rash all over my face
Couldn't
from
put
whatever
makeup on.
Yeah, whatever they clean those masks with, and maybe that's why they closed it down, but the chemical got stuck in my face, but it still was the coolest thing. I never experienced anything like that.
I love Disney Quest.
Oh, Disney Quest.
And I had so many cool memories. I always wanted to go there as a kid. I dragged my mom there whenever all the other families were going to rest.
Yeah.
My mom was a trooper and would take me there.
She still is.
Yeah, she is. And I have so many cool memories of every attraction because I remember it opening when we were young, and I remember my family was lucky enough to go almost every year.
Yeah.
So I remember all the things changing, and I think my favorite thing inside was the RC cars that had the cameras on them.
This would make a great whole video of our favorite Disney memories from when we were kids, because I could say a bunch of different things too. So this is giving me ideas for.
Am I missing something?
No, so yeah, an idea for another video would be our favorite Disney memories from when we were kids and when we were from when we were younger and stuff. Okay.
This is a popular one.
Is it worth it to upgrade
to a deluxe hotel, because we usually stay later, to get up early and stay late.
Yeah, their point was that they usually are in the parks for like morning till night, and is it really worth it to upgrade to a deluxe hotel? I would say no. If this is, you know, a lot of people don't go as often as we do. I think that one of the reasons that we like to stay and enjoy the hotels and experience all that the hotels have to offer is because we take a slower pace for us. Mm-hmm. We take a slower pace. I think for a lot of people, we still do a lot throughout the day. But if this were, like, when I was growing up, I only went twice in my childhood with my parents. We took 2 trips when I was a kid. And we barely spent any time in the hotels because we wanted to experience, like, everything we could in the parks. So, yeah, I would say if you are planning on, like, going from morning till night, then that would be somewhere you could kind of cut back in expenses.
Yeah, but I wouldn't stay at a value resort. I would stay at a moderate, because at least you have a table service restaurant, and you have a bar, and you have multiple pools, and usually a better themed pool, and there's probably like 30% more if you shop it right. So like I think we paid like $160 a night around there to $200 a night for most of the moderates that we've stayed in.
Yeah.
And I think usually you can get one a little bit cheaper too, but because there's construction going on. So I would say definitely worth it to upgrade to a moderate, but the jump from moderate to deluxe is almost double.
Yeah.
So that's
well, and it's probably more than double when you're booking directly through Disney. So
yeah.
So I would say go with a moderate. If a short answer would be go
the
with
values.
If you want a more of a deluxe experience, or at least to be able to walk to a park, try the Dolphin or the Swan.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you have Marriott points. Or
if you have Marriott points, right. When are you hoping to go back? We hope to go back as soon as possible. My birthday is in late June, and if the parks are open by then, we'll definitely try and pop out there for a quick trip. And then if we don't get to, then we definitely have our trip planned in October.
All right, dream trip. How long? What resort?
I love this question.
Dining, special events. All right, you go first. How long?
My dream trip, well, I had 2 scenarios. So my first scenario was a more like achievable sort of trip, which we are actually planning our like dream trip for the, the anniversary, the 50th anniversary?
And our 10-year anniversary.
And our 10-year wedding anniversary. They're both coinciding next year. And we're planning on spending a month in Orlando. We're going to get a villa or a condo or something, and we're gonna stay for a whole month, and then we're gonna really experience everything at a slower pace, and just like do a Disney month. So that's a dream trip that is achievable and we're actually gonna do. And then my dream trip for like my wildest dreams would be to stay in the Polynesian bungalows and then split stay into a wilderness lodge cabin, one of the Copper Creek cabins. So that would be my dream trip, and I would like to stay like a week in one and a week in the other. They're
like, if you don't know about, they're like $1,500 a night minimum.
Those are my wildest dreams.
It's about as much as a villa for a month. We're talking about. And full disclosure, I will be coming back and forth for that month. I won't be able
in our actual dream trip that we're actually taking. Justin, has to fly back and forth, but me and the kids are gonna stay for the whole month. And then we're gonna invite people. Like we're gonna invite my parents to stay, and his parents, and maybe some of our friends and stuff. So we've got big plans.
Yeah, I agree. I would like to stay at
Four Seasons.
No. Four Seasons was okay. I would like to stay at the Animal Kingdom in their Grand Villas. I think that's really cool to be able to wake up with the animals and also have a huge deck instead of the small one out there.
I forgot about that.
All right.
Oh, and special events. I really want to do the Keys to the Kingdom tour someday, but you can't take little kids on it, and it takes all day.
And I want to do the food and wine, whatever event we missed when you were sick.
Oh, yeah, the senses.
Yeah,
Party of the senses.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
She got sick. She had an allergic reaction.
Oh, okay. Oh, best month you've ever seen for low crowds. I liked this question too because we were just watching some of our older vlogs, and I remember saying in the vlog, wow, this is like the lowest crowds that we've seen. And that was our trip when I was first pregnant with Felicity. The first...
so January, February?
It was February. Yeah, it was
February right before all the spring breaks start.
Yeah, February right before the spring break. So you have to, it's actually not just the month that you have to think about, it's the week you have to think about. So yeah, right before the spring break that everybody does in February. So I think it's probably like the second week of February. The crowds are really low.
Late September and October is also really pretty
early October,
because everybody's in school and just back at school.
Yeah.
So not a lot of people are cutting out.
But in September, you have to worry about the hurricanes.
Oh yeah, hurricanes. Oh, and the other country folk.
The other country folk.
Yeah, they go to other countries. A lot of Brazilians.
We know.
Nothing wrong with that. Best hotels for a honeymoon in your favorite place for date night in Disney.
This is a good one too. I liked this. So we actually just had our close friends go on their honeymoon to Walt Disney World, and we helped them plan their trip, and they stayed at the boardwalk, and I thought that was a really good place to have a honeymoon. I think that's like a good middle ground. Like, it's a deluxe resort, but it's not like the most expensive that you could possibly book, and it's really nice to be able to walk into the back of Epcot as honeymooners. I think the World Showcase is like a really great place to be when you're on a honeymoon.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, I like that, the boardwalk. And also, since you're on honeymoon, you're usually, if you like going to bars and stuff, you can enjoy the World Showcase, and then if you're really wanting to party, then you go to Abracadabra, which is right on the boardwalk, and then you can go to Jelly Rolls, which is the dueling piano bar, and that is a fun night for honeymooners. Yeah, way too fun.
Favorite place for date night? I'll take that one.
Okay.
That's a tough one.
I know. There are a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of good date nights. I mean, you just said World Showcase, but it is. It's such a great place to be at night, and with illuminations, I felt that was like kind of a romantic show compared to the other ones. Well, I guess so is Happily Ever After, so. But I'd say in Epcot, Monsieur Paul.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. Yeah, Monsieur Paul is a really great date night, and it's really a sort of like off the beaten path. Like, it's not busy in there.
Yeah, it's a nice one, and they treat you really nice.
They treat you well. Yeah, it's very fancy.
And just one other one that I really like when we go to Narcoossee's.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Watch
Happily Ever After from the porch.
Yeah, that's a great place to watch Happily Ever After.
Yeah, we tend to do a lot of like the same things on our date nights, and Narcoossee's is good because that's still, I would say, like a kid-friendly sort of option. Monsieur Paul is not a kid-friendly option. So definitely don't bring kids to Monsieur Paul.
What about V&A?
I was just going to say it. If you want to be like really basic about it, like Victoria and Albert's is of course the gold standard of date nights in Disney, and we've done it twice and it was an amazing experience both times, but it's not something we want to do too often because I think the shine would wear off of it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
It's like $500 for...
Yeah, it's really, really expensive. So you don't need to go to Victoria and Albert's to have like the very best date night.
All right, rapid fire here. Keely has a couple of questions.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Keely. Thank you, everybody.
Favorite month to visit?
October or November, because every other year we like to alternate between holiday parties. So I love October because you do the Not So Scary Halloween party. We love to dress up for Halloween, especially now that we have a family. It's so fun to do family costumes. But Christmas is my favorite holiday, and so I also don't like to only do Halloween. I like to alternate with Christmas, so October and November.
I agree. We're very similar, so we have a lot of
and food and wine in October.
All right, so here, you ask one.
Okay. Which Monorail resort is your favorite to stay, eat, and drink at? You can only assign one per item. So what's your favorite Monorail resort to stay at?
Stay Grand Floridian. That's a good one. I like staying there.
Yeah.
It's expensive and we don't stay there often.
We've only stayed there once for our wedding because we got married at the Grand Floridian.
So stay there.
Yeah.
Eat, gotta be contemporary. They have a good brunch. Not the California Grill is fine. But
the Wave, yeah.
The Wave downstairs. They have a good buffet and it's reasonably priced. And Cali Grill is there, obviously.
Yeah.
And Cali Grill, you can go up and just hang out at the bar too. A lot of people don't know that, and they expanded the bar and lounge area.
Yeah.
So we actually did that when I was down there for work last month or a couple months ago.
Yeah. Going back to the honeymoon question real quick, go enjoy all the bars because you can go to all these fancy restaurants and just go to the bar and have a drink, or you can eat at the bar. We've eaten at the bar at California Grill. We've done it at, what is the lounge in Polynesian, the one inside? I can't remember what it's called, but if there's only two of you, like if you're honeymooners, you can basically eat anywhere there is a bar. Nobody's ever sitting there.
Yeah. Trader Sam's for me, to finish Keely's question. We had a great time there.
I've never been. You had a great time there with his coworker.
Yeah, we had a great time there with a family next to us that ordered their drinks and they weren't big drinkers. So.
Justin and Tim had a great time.
Yeah, we had a great time there. We'll do it again next year.
Yeah.
And Enchanted Rose is also very cool.
Oh,
so
yeah, and I haven't gotten to do that either. But my favorite, I'm going to take that as my favorite to drink at is Enchanted Rose, but it used to be Meisner's. And so when Justin and his family were doing flying fish, my family we were at Meisner's. We had like a pizza in the Grand Floridian outside on one of the tables, and then we all like got our drink on at Meisner's, and that was awesome. That was just one of my favorite memories. I love drinking at the Polynesian too. Inside.
Trader Sam's outside.
Well, no, I haven't been to Trader Sam's, but before Trader Sam's, I liked the bar inside when we got the pineapple.
Oh yeah. Wapu Wapu?
Yeah, that was. Oh, and outside. Another one of our favorite memories we totally forgot was after our wedding. We had our afternoon wedding, and after our wedding, then we had our after party at the Polynesian on the beach, and everybody got Wapu Wapus, and we watched Happily Ever After from the beach. So.
Wishes.
Oh yeah, we watched Wishes.
Wishes.
Yeah, we all.
And our boat is named Wishes because of it.
Yeah. 5 underrated and 5 overrated restaurants. That's a really. I know this. We could do a whole. We maybe should do a whole video.
Let's. So underrated. You want me to go first? Or you
go first.
Boy.
I'm just going with like the first ones I can think of. The first one I can think of is at the yacht club. It's Ale and Compass. That's one of the best restaurants, and it's very underrated. I don't hear anybody ever talking about it.
Yeah, Ale and Compass is very good. I really like.
Felicity just spoke up.
The Turf Club at Saratoga.
I was going to say that too. Yeah, that was good.
That was a really good one. Yeah. I don't know that I go out of my way to go
all
there.
Those moderate sit-down restaurants are good, solid restaurants if you're staying at the resort, because I felt the same way about Ariel's. Like, it was good, solid food. I wouldn't go there, like, out of my way, but it was good.
Yeah, and Turf Club, I won't go out of my way either,
right?
Because you have downtown Disney, or Disney Springs.
Yeah.
Any others? I'll say, one of my favorite places to go is Morimoto. I love Morimoto. And upstairs, there's the Forbidden Lounge, which I think you used to have to get a reservation for. Now you can just go up there. So, while everybody else is looking around downstairs and pandering around the host stand, just walk past everybody, go up the stairs, take a right.
Another thing he got to do on his business trip.
Forbidden Lounge, and Tim and I had a good time there, too.
Tim and Justin got around
Tim and Justin do Disney World, yeah.
So that, I don't know if that was 5, but she's waking up. So I'm just going to say like a couple of overrated restaurants. What's the one in the boat in Disney Springs? Paddlefish? Is it called Paddlefish?
Yeah, that's always
overrated.
Yeah. Too.
Yeah. Not our favorite. And we love seafood, but that's not one of our favorite restaurants.
I guess I'll steal an answer from an earlier one. I think Bull and Bear is very overrated.
Kate and Apple.
Yeah. Well, and I don't want to be too loud because I'll be back there, but
yeah, I'm sure you will go. It's not going to stop him from going there, but
overrated. I guess. What else? Who else is overrated?
You know what? This is going to be an unpopular, and I'm going to eat my words because we have a daughter now and we will be doing this, but I would say Cinderella's Royal Table. Oh. The food quality is really not good. And we're definitely still going to go because we're going to want to see all the princesses, but I think Akershus is a better choice if you want to see the princesses.
I really, we go, and we were going to go this trip, but, it bothers me when we go to Ohana. The food is not very good, and,
But we were going to go there.
Well, I know, but because we're staying there, and, it's fun, but the food is not...
I think the food is good. I mean, it's not great.
Yeah, it's fine. I'd rather go... Yak and Yeti is better food of similar type,
Sort of similar.
Yak Yeti underrated.
Yak and Yeti underrated, yeah.
Well, they're overrated ones. This is fun. I like the overrated
I know. We're usually never, negative, but, yeah. Underrated, not Trader Sam's. What, Jungle, Skipper Canteen.
Oh, yeah.
Skipper Canteen is one of our favorite restaurants for in.
We have to go to the other side of Be Our Guest is
overrated. The plaza. We did not like the plaza at all. It was gross.
Yeah, jeez.
Magic Kingdom has some
questionable food
choices. Yeah. Magic Kingdom.
But we did really like Liberty Tree Tavern.
Yeah, Liberty Tree Tavern was great. Yeah. Overrated.
We could do a whole episode.
I know. Overrated Disney. Yeah. All right, let me grab Felicity and then we'll do one last question. All right, everybody look at this Princess Felicity. She's so happy.
Look at the camera.
Little Miss Rapunzel girl.
Yeah, look at Daddy. I'm going to stand behind it.
Hey, Daddy. Happy girl. Happy girl. Laugh. There you go. Her hair looked really cute before her nap. Okay. So one last question. One thing you always have to do on every trip. I liked this question.
I think it's an easy one.
What?
You gotta see the fireworks at Magic Kingdom. You gotta see Happily Ever After.
Yeah.
With the music and seeing it, whether you're in a park or
outside the park.
Outside the park,
that's more likely what we usually do since we have little kids because it's really hard to just get a good spot and for them to sit and wait and
get out of the park.
Out of the park afterward. It's sort of a nightmare. So usually, we watch Happily Ever After. We've been doing it from Narcoossee's a lot, and
I think that's the best the best restaurant. Tim and I just saw him from Cali Grill, so
Tim getting all the fun.
It's really cool seeing him. Cali Grill is a really cool place to see him too, if you can.
I was gonna say something. Go ahead.
Cali Grill is too popular though. Narcoossee's, anybody can walk up whenever. Cali Grill, it's a whole thing to go watch the fireworks.
And with really little kids, I would be probably not super comfortable having her out there on the. I'm afraid of heights, so it always makes me, even with Jackson, it makes me nervous. Out there on that porch.
It's fine.
I know it's fine.
It's not like you're right on the edge.
It just feels like you are.
So you'll be fine.
I think there may have been a trip or two that we didn't see Happily Ever After, although I like to do it every trip. One thing we literally never ever skip on a trip to Disney is riding Living with the Land.
Oh yeah?
We ride Living with the Land every single trip.
That's a given. Everybody
we always have.
Every time.
Yeah, it's our thing. It's our family's weird little thing that we just can't do without. We ride Living with the Land.
All right, how about one last final question?
All right. I know this is fun. We don't want to stop, and Jackson's not bothering us. So.
What's one thing that you've never done at Disney that you should be embarrassed about never having done?
Oh my goodness, I'm sure there is something. Oh, I know.
Jamboree.
We've never done the country jam. I wasn't going to say that, but that is embarrassing. We've never done the country bear jamboree. I've never ridden the Mark Twain, the paddle boat.
Yes, we have.
No, we haven't. I haven't.
Yes,
I have not.
Tim.
No, I haven't. I haven't ridden that. And I feel like we should someday.
Didn't we ride it in Disneyland?
No, you know what we did? We did the. It was like a. Not a canoe. It was like a flat thing. What do you call that?
A raft?
Yeah, we rode the raft to the
Mark Twain's Island.
Tom Sawyer Island.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Hilarious.
Alright. And what are you most looking forward to doing with Felicity when you go?
Oh my goodness, I am so looking forward to meeting the princesses with Felicity. I love princesses. We're sitting in my princess-themed spare bedroom, and by the time I first went to Disney World, I was 8, so I still really loved the princesses, but I was a little more self-conscious. So to see her like interacting with the princesses as like a little girl in her princess outfits, and when you're 8, at least back in the 90s, like I didn't go and like wear a princess dress or anything like that. I was just too old for that. So dressing her up in her princess dresses and meeting the princesses is something I just cannot wait for. And like going to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, I just cannot wait. Actually, just thinking about Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique makes me cry. So I don't know if I'll be able to like handle it, but
Which
I'm
location
really
are you
looking
going
forward
to?
to that. Oh, well, I mean the castle. Is it really a question? Like, you know. What are you looking forward to doing with Felicity?
Oh boy. I think seeing the fireworks when she can.
Yeah.
I can't wait for her to see like how incredible the fireworks are there. They're so much better than any other fireworks.
Yeah.
And, you know, we don't even bother going anywhere on 4th of July anymore.
No. No.
Yeah. We're lucky enough to see them enough at Disney World, but they're so much better.
And every time Jackson goes to Disney, he like finds something else to be super excited about, and I think that's always one of the highlights of our trip. Like, speaking of memories, every single time he's obsessed with something different about Disney. And so like the very first time he loved Dumbo and the train, and you know, he was he loved the tracks. That's true.
He's much more excited about the tracks going down Main Street than he was the castle.
He still is, I think. But and then like the last time, like he finally got into meeting the characters that she wasn't really into when he was little. You just love your daddy, huh? So much, so much, so much. Yeah. So we're looking forward to all of the above, and we can't wait to take you, and we can't wait for Jackson to get to experience his next trip. Oh, and one other thing I'm really looking forward to, which was, I could do a whole video on the stuff that we're gonna miss from missing out on these trips, but we had tickets to the new Cirque du Soleil show for Justin and Jackson's birthday, the new Walt Disney themed Cirque du Soleil show in Disney Springs, and I'm super bummed that we missed it, but we still have those tickets that we're gonna get to use, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, this was fun, guys.
Yeah, this was really fun. We'll
Thanks for all
definitely
the
do this
questions.
again. Yeah, thank you so much. And this was our first Q&A, and I don't know, I was so nervous about doing it, and I'm really glad that Justin did it with me. And we'll definitely do this again, so be on the lookout for me asking more questions on Instagram, and I'll get this out as soon as I possibly can. Hopefully my family can let me have a couple hours to get this up and
Couple
uploaded.
hours?
Yeah, it takes a really long time.
Alright.
So,
Alright.
thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Look at you. Look at how pretty. 7 a.m. the usual morning lineup. Start on the chores and sleep till the floor's all clean. Polish and mop and laundry and mop and shine up. Sweep again, and by then it's like 7:15, and then I'll read a book or maybe 2 or 3. I'll add a few new paintings to my gallery. I'll play guitar and knit and cook, and basically just wonder, when will my life begin?